Oh, well, g'day. We made it. Thanks for being here. It is now officially the 22nd of June in the year of our Lord 2019, and I am going to have a drink. So thanks for joining me. It is actually 7 minutes past 12 now. I started trying this upload at exactly midnight. Call me old-fashioned old-fashioned, what shall we say? Don't do that. Pardon me. Call me old-fashioned. I believe in tradition and fucking tradition up the arse. I'll get back to you after I have a stones, mate. It is my 48th birthday, apparently. I've been pushed out of my mother's womb for a good 48 years now and breathing oxygen as one of you. And so here I am having this green ginger wine. I knew it would be green. Stones, Mac. Salute. Merry solstice. We've got about an hour and 50 odd minutes until we actually reach the solstice. And I am going to drink towards being human once again. I've been waiting for this moment nearly all my life. I can feel it calling me. This is going to be good. This is going to be a good night. Mark Swarbrick, my man. Thank you so much, my brother. You wouldn't know it, but those couple of very, very generous donations you made have helped me reach to this stage. So thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Thank you, Mark. And put on top. Thank you so much also, my brother. We are all brothers in arms. We are all here for a common purpose, whether we know it or not. We are here. Cool. Oh, I've already got salt coming out my eyes because being the salt of the earth and stuff, it makes water come out your eyes. I've got a man idiot, these things. Better pop them back on. Let's go to Mr. P first. I will have a beer with you, Ross. You should check into Jose's. He is currently live. Well, that's actually something I do intend to do tonight, is check into other people's live stuff. I did say something about that earlier when I posted I would check into other people's things. But I just want to go back to Mr. Wint and James for a second. Jesus isn't the Son. Sorry, you've been deceived. Sir, no, I have not been deceived. No, I know that Jesus is not Lucifer, but the vast majority of humanity has been deceived into thinking that Jesus is the Son, the giver of life, the light. That is, I will agree with you, that is Lucifer's role, not Jesus. Jesus never claimed to be a sun, a shining orb that we see through the atmosphere. No, that was never Jesus. Jesus walked among men. He lived among men. And even as he traveled throughout the world, the known world, the Far East, he actually knocked back the invitations to live amongst the elite, amongst the rich and the so forth. He preferred to live amongst the poor and stay in tents and be with such people, because he was a man of the world, of the people, of the ones he came to save. He didn't come to save the wealthy and the elite. They've got everything they want and need already. He came to save the poor and look after those who needed his energy and wealth and knowledge the most. So don't go giving me this Jesus isn't the Son, sorry, you've been deceived. I haven't been deceived. Not me. Everybody else has been deceived. So it is winter time here. We do get a little bit of sciencey stuff, but hey, I've been hanging on to this for some time now. It is Opal Neera. It is Sambuca. It is 12:14 a.m. on the 22nd of June, which is my parents' birthday. Who knows? Who knows? Gregorian calendars, Gregorian this, that. It could be out by 1,000 years or so. Either way, I'm going to have a nip of this stuff because, damn it, Mark Swarbrick making sure next door cat ain't about. See? That is Zen. Zen is living in the moment. Making sure the next door cat ain't about. If the cat's about, anyway, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. To all you haters, to all you lovers, to all you in-betweeners, to all of you, this is for me. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. Okay, now I feel good. So let's see what oh, sorry, Mark, you're looking out for a baby J. I hear you now, brother. You're a guardian of nature. And this is precisely that light is in the right spot or not. Try that. This is precisely the role of us as human beings. You being colour, man being manifest in the material world, being colour or light. Light beings manifest into this realm. That is what makes us alive. I mean, alive, it does have a lie in it. It is a deception. It is, but it also is. It is what it is. It's alive. It's to be alive. To believe, to make believe is to make be alive. So you can make a lie live, as the globalists, the heliocentrists, have done for how long do they tell us now? We've known it's a globe for 2,500 years. They've known. They've known because one man measured shadows of sticks and he looked down well. And apparently, doing that tells us the nature of the realm upon which we live. I think that's pretty flaky evidence when it comes down to the tsunami of evidence that goes against it. It's a tsunami of evidence against it. I mean, I could put across my desk here a shot glass there and a shot glass there and a shot glass. Or I could use a battery. I could use a piece of Lego. I could use whatever, something of a consistent size all the way across my desk. And I could shine. It doesn't want to come down. But you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a light or a lamp or something. I could shine a lamp, leave it hanging there momentarily so that everybody can measure these shadows at the same time, and each one will have a slightly different length and angle, and so we can collate all that data, put it together, and create a formula to tell me just exactly how spherical my desk is. That is basically Eratosthenes' experiment in a nutshell, debunked, because we know that the sun is far more local than what they assumed. I mean, I don't know what assumption he said back in the day, because they didn't have miles back then. They just said, stadia, how many stadia apart things were. But let's assume, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say, well, this, that, and the other. Give it to them as miles. Let's say he'd said the sun was 3 million miles away, 93 million miles away, 300 miles away. Whatever it is still meaningless, because those shadows are all going to be different if you measure them at the same time. And it will not prove sphericity of your desk, no matter what. So the whole Aristotle's we've known for 2,500 years, globe heads, your whole belief system is. Now it's up to you to prove we live upon a spinning ball, moving at 1,040 miles per hour at the equator and getting less and less, dragging the whole atmosphere with us as we go, as we're going around the sun 66,600 miles per hour. That's it. What it boils down to. You got to prove that. Can you prove it? I don't think you can prove it. You won't prove it because you cannot prove it. And therefore, the whole heliocentrism idea is faith, a belief, a nonsensical philosophical concept that's worth pondering. We all pondered it, and we found it to be bullshit. So now that we've dismissed it, now you have to dismiss the alternative, which is the status quo. The status quo says the Earth is not moving. We can see that water is level. We can see that land is that which is above water level wherever we go. So, if you have evidence to prove otherwise, to prove your spinning fantasy ball in space, I'm all ears. I will listen to what you have to prove it. Otherwise, I'm going to have another nip of Sambuca. And I'm going to get myself jollily, as you might think, happy, because in another, let me just check again, 12:25, 1 hour and 30 minutes, in another hour and a half, the sun is going to reach the peak, what we call the solstice. And I intend to be awake for it, because you know what happens after that? The sun, which of course, like everything else, is of God. The sun begins to return. Therefore, name of this video, the return of the Son of God. And I'm going to be here to watch it, or to be present to feel it. I may or may not even go outside to feel it, because I know that this is what is happening. It doesn't matter that we're at the middle of the night here in Australia, because we know for a fact that the sun being like the hour hand of a 24-hour clock going around our planar Earth. It just happens to be that this year it will be at 1:55, which is pretty much the direct opposite side, so I expect it to be dark. That's how it works. This is the planar Earth as you're seeing it in real life. If I'm sitting here talking and witnessing it, and FPV Angel, I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you again. The Bible is a story of the luminaries and their workings. I wouldn't go so far as to say the Bible. I think the Bible is mostly about family histories and all sorts of other stuff, but there's definitely something to do with it in that. I don't drink strong spirits ordinarily. Thank goodness Sambuca based cure. God. Now I'm not so happy. I'm going to drink it anyway. It's 30% alcohol by volume. No wonder I can taste it. I'm just really disappointed when I read the label closely. Sambuca based liqueur. You can't trust anything these days you buy from the mainstream. You can't. You can't even say it's actually genuine Sambuca. Like back in the day, like I nearly bought a bottle of Frangelico instead. And Frangelico is that hazelnut-based liqueur. And even that, it's not even what it was as the Frangelican monks actually made it to be. They made it to be something that they based on the hazelnuts and blah, blah. They distilled a liqueur out of it. But the Frangelico you buy today, it's I hate to say it, it's just some distilled sort of wine with hazelnut flavour added to it. It's not even authentic. There's nothing authentic left in the world today that you can buy. If you want something authentic, you have to make it yourself, or at least know somebody you can trust who can make it for themselves. And this is the problem with the world today, is that there's nothing authentic. You know, I did go out tonight, as I said I would. I went out and I nearly got into a situation where a certain person was looking to be very violent towards me simply because I was authentic. And eventually he reaches this point where he tells me that I'm just full of shit. Because this is the way cognitive dissonance works, is that people cannot handle the truth, and when they are faced with the truth, they will tell you you're full of shit, and they will get violently angry about it until somebody with a voice of reason comes and calms them down and says, hey, you know, we're all here for the same reason, we're all just here to have a good time. Thankfully, but hey, if it had gone to the next level, well, I would have been in a position where I would have had to defend myself against a person I thought is actually a mate, a guy I like and I respect. But it comes down to semantics. It comes down to semantics because his father is Aboriginal from Australia. Big respect for that. Never tried to disrespect it. I don't have any Aboriginal heritage in me, but I was just trying to say to the fella, hey, well, but I have been here for 8 and 9 generations in my family. None of us from convicts, mind you. We've just been here as free settlers. And so, according to a lot of the Aboriginal elders who I have spoken to in the past, you only have to be 1 generation. As long as you're born here, you are Aboriginal. But he sort of thought as though because his father was Aboriginal, his 50% made him more Aboriginal. You know what I mean? You can get buried down in semantics. The thing is, we are all Earthlings. That is all that matters. Aboriginal, non-Aboriginal, European. If you're born here, you're Aboriginal. And we're all born here on Earth. So we are all Aboriginal. We are all native. This is where we live, breathe, and belong. We are Earthlings. We are all children of the Mother Earth. No matter which bit of dirt was higher than the other at our time of birth. I'm going to read a couple of comments now and see what I missed. FPFB Angel, I will click show on that because I know you can't do it afterwards. Let's go back. The creator wanted you to know how it works. Of course, the creator wanted us to know how it works because the creator is within every living aspect of every living thing. And if you don't know it, it just means you've got cogs missing, cogs not connecting, something cognitive dissonance within parts of your brain. But when you connect with nature in general, it all just becomes apparent, so clear. I don't even know who this 12:26 a.m. says because it doesn't have a name attached to it. It says, "Not as you know it, Captain." Oh, not as you know it, Captain. Maybe that's your name. Is this guru idol? I ain't no guru idol, man. I'm a human being. So yes, it happens to be my birthday and it coincides with the solstice. I am just a human with a thinking mind who has applied himself rather than to becoming materially wealthy, as I could have done. I've applied myself to nature and understanding and looking at reality in every way, shape, and form that I possibly can. And so, hey, that is why I am now, for better or worse, flat Earth Aussie Jesus. FBB Angel. If you want to see how the scriptural gates work, watch our seasons video. Oh, Stone's Mac. Okay. If you want to see how the scriptural gates work, watch our seasons video. Okay, FPV Angel, I will watch that. But at this stage, obviously, going live, I just do one thing at a time. I can't open up videos and show stuff. And as much as I'd actually like to even talk to people who'd like to come online, um, hopefully one of these days someone's just going to come along and say, "Hey, idiot, this is how you do it," blah, blah, blah. And so I'll be able to have 3, 4, 5 people live talking to me. I admit I'm not good with technology, but I'm getting there. One step at a time, I will get there. And before you know it, I'll be making videos, which I've got one still in the works from a couple of months back. It's still in the works. And when that comes out, it will just show just how sensibly and logically and reasonably how the flat earth works. It's not really that hard to grasp once you let go of all your spin and outer space bullshit. It's actually quite simple. But, you have to start somewhere. And if you don't start somewhere, you've already automatically jumped to conclusions in the first place because you believe some other stuff that you've been indoctrinated with your whole life since you were about 3 or 4 years old, if not even younger, because of that bloody thing above your crib. You are easily susceptible to believe what you were told. So, what are you going to do about that? You're going to continue to believe what you were told, or are you just going to put it on, just stall it, just put it on hold and just say, okay, let's pretend I know nothing. I don't believe I live on a spinning ball in outer space going through a vacuum with uncontained atmosphere. Let's pretend you don't even know that to begin with. And somebody tries to convince you. Did you know that the ground beneath your feet is spinning at 1,040 miles per hour, even though sound only travels at 767 miles per hour? No, shut up. It's science. Science says that the ground is moving faster than the speed of sound. But that's just actual rotation. Orbital speed around the sun, 66,600 miles per hour, says that the planet Earth is 1 degree around the central sun. It's only 1 degree. It's nothing. It's only 1 day. It's going 1.6 million miles. But you don't feel it. It's all relative. Yet this tiny little fucking aeroplane with as much thrusting fuel you can put into it is going 500 miles per hour against the spin of the Earth, as the Earth is just 1.6 million miles up. Don't think about that. Don't think about it. Just believe what your masters tell you. We still live on a spinning ball and the whole atmosphere just moves with us. And the vacuum, forget about that. It's all relative. It's all taken care of because science knows shit. And yet we flat earthers are looked upon as the insane ones. Oh, I'm almost ready for another open era, but I'll take a stone back. Okay, I'm going to look at a couple of these. They are older chats. I've been ignoring them a little bit because I've been ranting. I've still got another hour to fill. Not as you know it, Captain says. Jesus is the Son, the 12 disciples of the constellations, hence why in the Last Supper they are grouped in 4 groups of 3, the 4 seasons of 3 months. Yeah, I think you might be onto something. And in a way there, you've got your well, you got your upright and you got your cross, right? Okay, so that's basically the sun is at the center, and then around that are the 12 disciples, like 12 hours. Let's just, you can always picture a clock, 12. So it's the 12 houses of the zodiac, and each and every one of these goes through the various elements. You've got your earth, air, fire, and water. And once you reach that, you start again. Earth, air, fire, water, earth, air, fire, water, earth, air, fire, water, all the way around. So you've got your constellations with their various vibrational frequencies, shall we say. You've got the earth and water being, shall we say, we'll say they are, when the word gets to us, yeah, a little bit like that. They are what you would call fertile, and then what we call air and fire, less fertile. The Mac is bad. So we've got 4 different signs of the zodiac. They go in order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Earth, air, fire, water. Not saying that's necessarily the correct way. I'm just saying, yeah, that's not necessarily numerical order, but that is the way it works. The way everything works. Earth, air, fire, and water. The 4 elements. I was fucking going somewhere with that. I'm just going to go straight back to your FPV angel. You're my savior at the moment. My savior angel. FPV. Fake food, fake liquids, fake everything. 12 disciples are the 12 gates. 4 groups of 3. Shit. I haven't even read this, and I think I saw that addressing it. As I say, there's a 4 quadrants of, say, what we see, which we call the sky. Because when you live on the ground, when you understand what's on the ground, all you got to do is look up. So you've got, 4 quadrants. You divide them into 4. And then those 4 obviously get divided into 3, because that's basically 3. And that's how we get our sky clock. I will admit that, hey, I see constellations like Orion for half of the year. The other half of the year I don't see, but I always see the Southern Cross in the same place approximately the the same time every night, even while alone. So I'm still having troubles with the fact that Polaris is a fixed star. I believe 100% that Polaris is a fixed star. It is the center star. And hey, what is the place of center? The place of center is the, for want of a better word, place of worship. The place of worship, whatever you worship, doesn't mean you're getting down on your knees and going, oh, blah, that sort of stuff. It just means that the center place is the place of worship. Hence why heliocentrism, that most globe heads are currently believing in, puts the sun in the center and makes all the planets go around it. So heliocentrism is sun worship. But let's step it back a bit and look again and say, well, Polaris is actually the physical, provable center point of this realm upon which we live. Yeah, I cannot fathom a all I can really say is that, well, okay, well, if it's the center, perhaps that's the God center. And when we really look at where life has always originated from, it's always originated from the north. Yeah, but I'm not trying to profess a belief here at all. I'm just trying to tell you the evidence that I've seen and known, and I'm trying to work out how that makes sense. But if it seems that all life comes from the very north, Polaris is the very north, magnets, compasses, magnetic compasses point towards the north. It's kind of telling you, God, Santa Claus, Superman, all of these originate from the north. Don't ask me, I'm just putting the pieces together. I'm not trying to claim a damn thing. Man Devil's here. Oh, cool. I'm just going to read the one above you because I don't want to miss anything. I'm bad like that. The clock is ticking and only if you know how to read it. Well, know what it should. I think you've got something there. As not as you know it. They're Man Devil. Hey Ross. Hey there, fellow Aussie. Happy birthday, mate. Keep doing what you do, you crazy old sodger. What's a sodger? And you'll be mayor of Bayonet. I don't want to be mayor of nothing, mate. I just want to be in control of my own faculties. Thank you very much. But cheers. Hey. Sound travels relative to the atmosphere, which is revolving. Oh, come on. But see, that is a claim. Once you make a claim like that, sound travels relative to the atmosphere, which is revolving with the earth. That is a claim which I have to say, you're a brainwashed fucking idiot if you believe that. That's all I have to say. You're a brainwashed fucking idiot if you believe something like that. Sound travels relative to the atmosphere which is revolving to the Earth. You've made like multiple claims there. Let's go backwards. Revolving with the Earth. Have you proved that the Earth is revolving? Well, no, because one claim depends upon the other. That the Earth's revolving at 1,040 miles per hour. Ouch, that's pretty hard. You cannot prove that. You might believe it, you might claim it to be something that you think other people have already done the hard work from hundreds of years ago when they were fucking idiots living in bark huts that didn't even have so much as a fucking telescope to believe this shit, but you still believe it based upon what they believe. To the atmosphere which is revolving with us. That again is something stupidly, utterly, and irrefutably debunked by the fact we have wind. You know, wind made out of atmosphere. You know, blowing stuff that just moves around. And sometimes you see it go in opposite directions from the other part. And you claim that all this stuff is just velcroed to the earth and moving with it for some fucking reason. If I ever see somebody ever say that ever again, I'm going to drown a kitten. A really, really cute kitten. I'm just going to grab it and just drown it like that. But that's the sort of mentality we're dealing with. People that believe in shit like that say sound travels relative to the atmosphere, which is revolving with the earth in a vacuum. When you make a claim, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? When you make a claim, the onus of proof is on you. So if you can prove that a ball spinning through a vacuum with gases attracted to it because of the attraction of mass, gases, still spin with it through the vacuum as it's fucking hurtling through space. Go ahead, prove it. Yeah, I've got a very open mind. I will believe it if you can prove it. But other than that, I'm just going to call it fucking bullshit. 100% utter fucking bullshit. And here we sit, broken hearted. Paid your penny, only farted. You've got nothing. You've got fucking nothing to prove that the atmosphere would move through us, through the vacuum of space, with us as our planet hurtles through the galaxy 1.6 million miles a day, while the fastest of our planes with acceleration are going 500 miles per hour. And these so-called thousands and thousands of satellites have no thrust whatsoever. They're just falling around us in free fall speed. I'm going to have another sip of Opal Nera. Thank goodness I sipped that one, because bloody hell, it still tastes just as good as the times I had a full nip. And to me, it's all about the taste. I'm not sitting here getting drunk just for your benefit. I'm sitting here getting drunk. The fucking one. Okay, good. Now I feel good. It's 12:58. There's less than an hour to go till the solstice, the actual winter solstice here in the outer parts of the flat Earth realm. In the inner parts of the flat Earth realm, because the sun is getting further and further and further away from us, in 50, what is it? In 52 minutes, the sun will be at that point where it reaches its highest peak for reasons I cannot explain. Okay. That is where I rest the limits of my knowledge as to why it does it. But it does it, and I can explain why it does it and observe what it's doing and see why it works above the flat Earth. But as to why it does it, that is beyond me as well. I have no idea why it hits this top peak at 1:55 a.m. in the morning today in 56 minutes, and then starts to spiral back down again. All I can tell you is that is what it does. That is what it does. And it does it because that's what it's always done. So if we have no rational explanation except for gravity, because gravity doesn't explain it in any way, shape, or form, then we have to assume then that perhaps there is something with a higher intelligence that set this into place in the first place. And the sun is something other than what we really understand it to be, but it was set in place by it, and it is doing what it does because that is what it was set in place to do. Let's just recapitulate on what I just said. It is set in place to do what it does. Set. It's an interesting word, isn't it? That the set square, we've got the sun set, we've got set. Anyway, I need a beer because this strong spirit stuff doesn't sit well with me. I'm just going to read a couple more comments and before I just go get a beer and I'll be back. Man Devil. Hey, Ross. G'day, Man Devil. Ross here. Oh, of course you are, Man Devil. Fellow Aussie, happy birthday, mate. Keep doing what you do, you crazy god. So, I think I read this already. Sodja, because I said the word Sodja. And you'll be mayor of Byron in no time. Yeah. Anyway, Man Devil, whatever. Hey, I may or may not talk about you later. Sound travels relative to the atmosphere, which is revolving with the Earth. Yeah, that's what we went through. Oh, fucking hell, I just did a big reset. Sorry, guys, I just realised now I missed a whole shitload of fire. I've, for some reason, just clicking on it now, I've just got a whole shitload of new comments that just refreshed, and damn, it's going to take me a while to read through that. I'm going to get a beer first. I'll come back. I'll read through it. Because, hey, I honestly did not mean to ignore anybody. Alright, here we go. Be back in 2 minutes. Alright, sorry for my fuck, this is awesome. Because some of these comments are going a bit weird, but all I can see is Mr. P says Ross is a wizard. His secret brew is the real amber nectar. And mate, you've sort of hit the nail on the head there, even though like I'm just going to drink the commercial one at the moment because I'll be back again because jeez. You inspired me, Mr. P. Mr. P. Mr. Percival, Mr. Penguin. One of my favourite books as a child, I had a few. Roald Dahl is one of them, but yeah, Storm Boy was not written by Roald Dahl. Oh, I had it in my hand all along. What was I waiting for? Okay, so the name Mr. P is actually really curious to me because Mr. Percival means quite a lot. Anyway, I guess I am diverging. I should just read these comments a bit more quickly because people are dropping. What kind of drugs is this guy taking? I can see that, but I'm still scrolling up just to see which ones I missed because fire, I missed heaps up there. Jose G. Gonzalez, thank you, brother. Happy birthday. It's not really so much about my birthday, as far as I'm concerned, because it's the solstice. It's, it is literally the birth of the Son of God. Let's put it into reverse. I have explained this before, but if we don't put it in reverse, then obviously people aren't going to make sense of it. And damn it, yes, I am missing a whole heap of comments because I am getting drunk and, you know, talking a bunch of nonsense and shit. Let's talk about the birth of the Son of God. I have gone over this many times before, but hey, most people have missed it. So for those who are new to it, the birth of the Son, it's not S-O-N, it's S-U-N. And when it comes down to it, with everything to do with the translation of foreign languages, consonants, A, E, I, O, U, they're all the same thing. They really are. A, E, I, O. They're all the same. They're just intervals between integers. I hope that makes sense. So when we're talking about the Son and the Son, we're talking about the Son and the Son. The Son of God or the Son of God is still the Son of God, no matter how much, whichever way you look at it. I'm sure he's still with me. I think I lost myself over. So you got the Son of God and Son of God. You got soul. Soul is S-O-L, an ancient name for God. We've got soul, the essence of who we are. You also got the soul of your feet. Let's not go too deep at this stage. We've got soul, Solomon, Solomon, man of soul, man of soul. We are light beings. Without the sun, there'd be no life. Therefore, it would not exist. So the sun is pretty fucking important. Let's not rule out that fact for 1 second. The sun is a major player in the game of life. It is basically the giver of life, but that does not for a moment make it God. And that is where the downfall of humankind came from, is because they decided to worship the Son of God as God. And as soon as you say that Lucifer, the light bringer who gives us all this light, is God, there was this rule written or spoken or unspoken. It is just what it is. There is this essence of existentiality, existence, something that is. And it says that whatsoever mankind holds true on earth in God's name, God will hold true in heaven. And so because this great deceiver came along and convinced mankind that the sun is God, because look how magnificent it is. It is the giver of life. Let us put the sun in the middle and worship around it, which is what Heliocentrism is all about. That was the downfall of mankind, because God is infallible, and because some great deceiver came along. What's a great deceiver? Something like a lawyer who can argue that no matter how guilty his client is, he will find some way to convince the jury that he is not guilty. That is what the great deceiver's job is all about. He is the lawyer trying to convince all of existence that the lie is the truth. And if the jury of our peers, who are our apparitions, our peers, who are they? They're the ones speaking on our behalf. And if they decide and rule in favour of the deception, then hey, anything goes. But it has to be a jury of peers. Guess who appeared? This fella here. His name is Ross. Guess who he appears for? The people. And who does he speak for? The truth. Now, yeah, you may call me loony, you may call me crazy, but here I am making this video right here, right now, on the solstice day of the born day of my 48th year, speaking for the truth as a member of the jury of peers I have appeared, and therefore my voice counts. I have appeared. That's right. The sun wasn't out there. When I went outside and relieved my bladder, you know what I saw? The Southern Cross. I saw all the other stars in the same place. They always appear. Always appear. Appear. You have to be judged by a jury of your peers. The stars appeared. Apparition, appear. I saw them. They speak on my behalf. What you see, what appears, what you're left with nothing else but a jury of your peers. A jury of 12. What a coincidence. 12 apostles, 12 apparitions, 12 constellations, constant constellations. I will let my apparition of the Southern Cross speak on my behalf. Because, hey, I have to appeal to the jury of my peers. In the court of law, you have to prove beyond the benefit of doubt. If there's any doubt, even if it's just 0.01% of doubt, that is enough doubt to let an innocent man go free if he's charged with a crime he did not commit. If he committed the crime, there would be no doubt. No doubt. You cannot say reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt is unreasonable. You have to have 100% commitment from all 12 members of the jury to find a guilty verdict. So, when it comes to the globe, that some people believe we live upon, you have to prove it beyond reasonable doubt. That's all. Just reasonable doubt. Come on, guys. We all have to come together under something sensible, reasonable, and logical. And if you still believe we live on this fantasy, spinning, molten, on the crust of this molten, spinning space ball, and magnetism works because of molten lava and shit, hey, you've got problems. You have got some seriously deluded problems. I'm not saying here that I'm here to have all the answers to everything. But hey, I am here. And I will read through some of the comments because Fuck me dead, I missed a lot. Man Devil says I get a pass. Oh, thanks, Man Devil. That's very generous of you, dude. Yeah, I've actually been getting bugger all comments, which is interesting. Happy birthday. Thank you, Jose Gonzalez. Again, I think I've gone to that. And I'll be in Australia at the end of July, over in August. I would love to drink some of your mead. Any chance I'd come to Byron from Newcastle and sample some? Yes, Man Devil. Absolutely do. My doors are always open to anybody. Absolutely anybody. If you want to drop by and you know me for some reason or another, then make yourself known to me. Drop by. I will always have some homebrew in the fridge. It may not necessarily be the one that you wanted because I tend to drink good ones. So, mate, most of mine are made with honey in them, so that makes them mead. So for sure. Sky Flu, happy birthday! Thank you so much. Nessalimina Fluma Jason. I bet I could read that if I took my glasses off. Nessalimina Free Jason. Junior. Happy birthday on a beautiful flat earth. Boom. Thank you, brother. Good on you. Good on you to drop by and reach your next level of understanding of very hard to dry mouth already. This is going to be a long night. FPV Angel. You were straight onto that. Good on you. That emoji is about as real as it gets. I subbed. Thank you, JG Gonzalez. Appreciate it, bro. Happy birthday. You're looking young for your age. You're only as old as the woman you feel. Oh, shit. You're only as old as the woman you feel. Holy shit. I just got born again. I just started at 0. That's not true. Ish. FPV Angel, nice. You are a nice. You must be a really nice person. Look, I'd love to sit and talk to you. I talked to some really beautiful people tonight, actually. It was really interesting. It was really, really interesting, actually, the fact that there were so many dynamics, is the best way to call it. This lovely older woman, and I'm not saying older, as in, probably only 55 or something, but somebody with worldly experience. She actually calmed the farm when this other person decided to tell me that I was full of shit. And this is what happens in the real world. If you speak the truth, you are going to meet some people in the real world who are going to get very, very violently upset and tell you you're full of shit. And obviously, fate and destiny stepped in, calmed the farm, and hey, here I am still. Not locked up in prison for ripping somebody's throat out. How good is that? Did I say that out loud? Yes. In fact, I don't take shit. I'm a very peaceful man, and I appreciate, and I would love to make peace at every opportunity. But if the shit hit the fan, it won't be my throat sitting on the ground, pulsating as the previous owner of its heart bleeds to death. You know what I mean? I'm a peaceful man. You know what I mean? Good, because damn it, I'm not sure if I. It's 1:28 a.m. now, which if you're a mathematician, you'd be able to work that out. It is the solstice. It's the whole vibe. And yet the vibe of the solstice is, the vibe is the return of the Son of God. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm just a witness. We're all just witnesses. But the thing is, the more witnesses who do it consciously, awakened, and see what is going on above the planar earth, that is what the return of the Son of God is about. It's about seeing what is happening in nature. The Son, of course it is of God. It's one of the, if not the greatest angel of God. Hence why it is the light bringer. And so all religion centers around the bringer of light, the harbinger of light. It's all to do with the Son, because the Son is the Father. The Father and I are one. This is a fundamental truth once you understand everything in nature. The Father and I are one, because the light and the Mother Earth and the Holy Spirit are where the children of God come from. And we are all children of God, because we have the Father, Son, the Mother Earth, and the Holy Spirit. That is where all this knowledge comes from. We've always been, and we always will be. And if we do what's right, and we want to come back, we create children, and we keep coming back. I mean, those who have wisdom know what I'm already talking about. So, I'm so sorry to all these people who have been commenting. FPV Angel, you've been a gem. I've missed heaps and heaps. Polaris is a heartbeat. That's my birthday present to you, you crazy old duffer. Well, man, devil, I give you to a small degree, but hey. Do you know what else has a heartbeat? Do you know how if you use, letters, earth and earth, earth and heart. Heart has a beat. Of course, earth has a heartbeat because earth is a living thing. We are living in the heart. Not as you know it, Captain. If cartoons weren't real, how would the tell me to write this? That's a good question. Despite your typos, I kind of think I understand what you're saying. Now as you know it, Captain. If cartoons weren't real, how would they, I think that's what you mean, tell me to write this? So, in a way, you're saying cartoons are telling you to write this because yeah, that's a good question because I know I'm not going to say that they're not real. I'm not one of those who's just going to sit there and say they're not real just because they're cartoons. Once a thing is put into the psyche of the human animal, it does become real. And in fact, this morning before I left for work, I was watching this video. I think I'll have to go back to it again. It's called, it's by a person called probably Alexander. So definitely put that into your YouTube search and look at what this person has to say. Probably Alexander. And the one I was looking at was to do with holy fucking shit. Just look into his or her channel. I can't say I actually really, really like and admire her either way. But I don't want to be gender biased. But if I called her it, I would generally have to fucking, punch myself in the face. Um, I'm just gonna look at some more comments while I am still coherent. I just had the Sam Booker calling me out again. All right, one more time. What I really wanted was fucking tequila. You know what happened? I didn't have enough pingers in my wallet. It was like $50.95 for a bottle of tequila. Fuck. I got lemons, I got salt. I don't have $50.95. But I prepared ahead for this one. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, oh. Now I know why I don't drink spirits. Anyway, I'm still going to read the rest of these comments, whether it kills me or not. You already saw that. Mr. B. Ross is a wizard. His secret brew. I don't understand how this works. Why does it keep going and show the same things you already read before, even though you keep scrolling down? Ah, is that what I just did? At 12:51 a.m., which is like a fair while ago, when I read about the heartbeat, I thought, oh my gosh, why haven't the flirts hooked onto this yet? So I give this info to you as a birthday present. You can be the first to divulge this to the flat earth team. Thank you, man devil, but I actually don't subscribe to the idea of a heartbeat. I subscribe to the idea of the sun being the giver of life upon the realm that we live upon. And so it's not really a heartbeat unless you think sun beat is a thing. I have to read this because, damn it, that's what I'm FPV Angel. The onus is on you, and you can't find one, can you? FPV Angel, bag of failed and debunked ape scripts just doesn't quite work. Damn straight FPV. Nasalaminapi. Why do you have to write it like such a long word? NASA, Lumina, Pre-Jason. NASA Lumina Free Jason dot. Yeah, I can't take this dribble anymore. He's not even funny like most. That's boring. Ah, hey, I get that. I get that. But hey, with inspiration from somebody that inspires me, I'll be funny as fuck. Hey, man devil, yay, I'm a brainwash fucking idiot. Ah, mate, man devil. Even though you use the name man devil, well, you might be a brainwashed fucking idiot. That's fair enough. In fact, why use that nickname? Just run along here. Came with nothing. NASA Lumina Free Jason. Okay, you said it. Yes, you did. FPV. You said it. You fucking nailed it. You keep nailing it. I'm probably an hour behind here now. You leave with nothing. Well, you came here with nothing, so you should leave with nothing. What, do you think you're going to enter into the planetary realm with something? No, when you enter into the planetary realm, you come in here as a weakling, as a suckling, as a babe, and you have nothing. And it takes an entire lifetime before you can leave with something. You know what you leave with? It ain't physical. It's what's in here. It's what you have garnered into your soul. And if you make it past this degree, I mean, haven't you spent your whole life learning by degrees? You learn by this degree and that degree and that degree, and eventually they put a flat hat on you, flat hat and a black cape, and say, you are now a professor. But to a realist, a truther, we don't learn by degrees. We learn by something else. And it's not degrees. We don't get to put a flat hat on our head and say, we've reached this degree, this is where we stop. This is what the School of Science does to people there. This is how it attracts good minds, good, intelligent minds. It says, oh, well, we'll give you a scholarship if your parents can't even afford to put you through. Because they know how to detect the bright minds and how to stifle them underneath the banner of a degree. Specialized in their compartmentalized different little place. So how would you expect to think that there's a single person in the world today? And I ask you for this person, or people, or these thousands of people. I ask you, where is this person who can prove we live on a globe? You think there are thousands and thousands of scientists all on a conspiracy? Last time I looked, there was no course you can take on globularism. I want to take a course in the University of Higher Scientists so that I can reconfirm that all of humanity lives on a spinning space rock in outer space. When I look through all the degrees that are possible to be taken, it doesn't exist. There is no scientific consensus. There's no scientific consensus that says 100% we live on a spinning ball in outer space. And so for when the globers say, but there must be millions or thousands or two, they don't have a real figure. They just say that they exist, that they must all be in on it. There's nobody in on it. The only ones who are in on it are the fucking faith believers like yourself who think You live on a spinning ball in outer space. If you can prove to me you live on a spinning ball in outer space, I'll delete this channel immediately. Immediately. It's gone. But if I can tell you we live on a stationary planar Earth and you cannot disprove that scientifically without the he said, say, they said, with actual facts, well, I don't even have to make a condition because I'm sitting here pretty. I'm sitting here pretty because, hey, just to believe something doesn't make it real. Yes, I have said, hey, to make be alive does make it real. But hey, we have to fucking set some standards somewhere. And the spinning ball in outer space fantasy bullshit rests here and now. I draw the line in the sand. The onus of proof is up to you, globe believers, to prove it. And if you do not, prove it, then shut the fucking fuck up. For the earth. For you fucking morons. Anyway, oh, I've got 5 minutes left. I said to myself I would stay up until the actual solstice. It's 5 minutes from now. Um, maybe I should read a few more comments because maybe somebody actually did say something. My bad. Hey. Oh, that NASA Lumina 3 Jason did comes along and says, what drugs is this guy taking? It's called beer. Oh, well, okay. What's the code? Opal Near. But shit, I should read the rest of them before I have another shot because I can barely see through one eye at the moment. I'm really proud of myself. I bought this stuff like 2 weeks ago and I left it sitting in the cupboard waiting this whole time until midnight, 22nd of June. So, hey, for people who are struggling with alcoholism and depression and all sorts of things, I am a man who can relate to you. I do not judge you. I'm here for you. You are here for me, and you have been. And all I can say, I lift my glass to the awful truth, which it can't reveal to the truth, which it can't reveal to the ear of you, except to say it isn't worth a dime. In the world I am making, dime might have a fraction of silver that we can plow into the ground. I have the plans and the means and the wherewithal to make this world a better place. You've been waiting for a second coming of Christ. You've been looking in the wrong places. I've been here for 48 years, and I've been trying to tell you all along how it can be done. Now, either you listen or you don't. It's entirely up to you. But hey, what do you want? Are you still waiting for a them, a them, the government, to come and save you? I think that's why I poured this in. That's not what I'm looking for. Hmm. All right. So it seems people feel they are leaving with nothing. And you wonder why they're leaving with nothing? Because you're projecting the image within yourself. You cannot look to me. You cannot look to anything to save yourself. The only way you can save yourself is to look within. You cannot find it in somebody else. It is within you. And if you want to know how to find it within yourself, I can help. But it ain't fucking easy, because how much of your life have you spent looking for the answers without? Oh, just buy this. I'll just take that. I'll just use this. I'll just have that sitting in my. I'll just do all sorts of shit except take personal responsibility for yourself. Anyway, I don't want to get bogged down into that. Just, hey, we're all just human beings having a human experience. And the, the human, the solstice has just passed. The solstice has just passed. And what this really means is, because I understand there's going to be some people from the northern hemisphere, and I'll live and play on that word, sphere. There are going to be people from the northern side of the reality of the plane upon which we live who will just, I don't know, they'll just make up some other story and say it's due to the tilt of the earth. I have to admit, I thought I found a few intellectual people tonight, and someone asked them about the tilt of the earth. How then do you explain that in the heliocentric model, the sun is actually an extra, round figures, 9.3 million miles away? And those 9.3 million, yeah, obviously they're arbitrary, they mean nothing. But presenting somebody with such a thing makes people a bit angry. They don't like it. When they don't have an answer, they try and resort to violence. But hey, it's all good, eh? Beat me up. You know what I mean, mate. And yeah, you're a good man. I'm a cunt. I mean, do that to you. Anyway, I do realise it's getting late, and I do realise I did make it to the solstice that I planned to by 6 minutes, actually. Drunk as a skunk, stupid as anything. But hey, you know what? I'm just going to go get a beer and come back. Because, damn it, I'm flat earth Aussie Jesus. And the reason why I give myself this name is because I have something. I have something. As soon as I get a beer, I'll tell you what it is. If I remember. I remember now. It was champagne. Let's get a champagne glass. Cool. Well, I was going to have some champagne. It's like here in Australia, you can only have Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir. Yep, you heard that? Yeah, because we cannot have champagne because it's French. Let me just make sure it's made in Australia. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for clicking around and staying around. I've got I've got a whole one viewer. I bet it's Mark. No, that would be highly subjective. Okay. So when you're Australian, you can just bite the fuck out of it and then rip the shit out of it. Because who needs gold foil anyway? I think only people that went on the moon need gold foil. And once you get on your lunar lander, what you do is you just twist the truth a little bit more until eventually you reach a point where you go, we lifted the cap off that, and what do we do next? We just go. It's Australian champagne, all right? It's not French shit. This is in the real world. Happy birthday to me. You look like a monkey. You smell like a wizard. And you drink fucking champagne. Who the fuck drinks champagne? I should go back to the club. I don't drink champagne. See you in the next. Actually, well, this is good. This is good because I will be able to pace myself out now. I went and got a beer, but I'd only just drink that in like 5 minutes or something. This champagne will last me for like the next hour or so, which will allow me to read through some of these. I might actually start at the bottom. Let's do that. We'll start at the bottom. All hail FGB. That is Jesus. Heal us from the Jewish lies. Well, mate, that. What's above that? Hang on. Oh, was that Ashkenazi or anti-Semitic? Or champagne? Oh, look, these guys are having a. It looks like shit. Did I just see Mark Swarbrick say, "Cheers, man, devil"? My parents. I obviously missed quite a few comments along the way. Not really, not that many actually, as it seems. Good, because that's why I like keeping my channel small. I like keeping my channel small. Shit, some of these people, right, where they put like 30,000 or 1,000 or 2, 3, 5, 10, whatever thousand subscribers. But if when they make a live discussion, there's absolutely no way they can keep it for live chats. And here's me, fucking drunk as a skunk, trying to see. I can see one right here. It says "Man Devil Ross." Read my other chats. See, and this is the problem. Which other chats? Man Devil Ross. I believe Man Devil is also a Ross. See, this is our whole point. Is it's not necessarily all about the live chats either. It's just about living in the moment. The moment says, drink some champagne. We're now on the other side. We're now on the other side of the solstice. the Son of God is returning. I don't even have to step outside to feel this. I could step outside. I could take my dog out for a walk. I could go out and look at the stars and see it all. But I do not need to. Once you become a truther and understand the laws of the cosmology of the world upon which we live and understand it truthfully and honestly, you become a flat earther. As simple as that. You become a flat earther because you aren't a deluded idiot. If you're a deluded idiot, fuck out. Believe whatever you fucking want. Believe you live on a spinning ball in outer space. Kind of get the impression that you're watching Craig, but if not, you'll still see this and you'll know. Anybody believes they live on the outside of a spinning ball in outer space. As much as they like to make us think that we're the insane ones for not believing it, hello, you're the insane ones because you do believe it. And it's not as though we wanted to commit you into an insane asylum, but you belong in an insane asylum. See you later, Craig. All right. Well, I've stayed up for this one for very long. I said I would go to 1:55. It's now 2:15 a.m. And I'd much prefer to be on somebody else's channel where I can actually discuss stuff with people, because when I sit here just autodidactically, I will put the channel out to challenge out to any globe believers. Invite me to your channel. I'll explain it all for you again and again and again, as I always seem to have to do, because none of you seem to get it. We are not living on a spinning space stick. Space stick. We're not living on a dick at all. We are not living on a spinning space disc in outer space. If that's the sort of thing you think that the flat earthers believe in, then I think no, not even my trash bin is big enough to fit you in. You have to understand what we believe in the first place before you can try and debunk it. Did I slow that? To debunk it. If you do not understand what we believe in the first place, you cannot debunk it. All you're doing is making yourself look stupider and stupider and dumber. So fight the flat earth. Craig McNeil, I know you've been trying to get me in and post something on your channel so you get more notoriety. Hey, how about no? This channel gets 0 cents, $0, and that 20 quid you sent to my missus because I told you where to send it. How much are you getting from your supporters again, Freddie? When I look at your face, when I look at your face, I'm talking to Craig McNeil here, right now. Craig. I look at your face, I just see the most moronic man-child ever. So, of course, you can memorize formulas and try and make yourself appear to be intellectually superior because of this ability to memorize formulas and quote them in front of people as though, hey, you want to have a serious debate? Serious. Not when you keep talking over the other person. Hey, wait. Hear the whole discussion out first before you chuck into your Then, yeah, I'll talk to Team Skeptic, not the Quay. For the no problem. On the flat Earth reality, which is what I came here to talk about in the first place, is now 2:20 a.m., which means that the sun has reached its apex, and now, as a result, it starts to spin in more or less the same apparition. But as it comes closer, it appears to go south. Probably not a good time to start talking about the sun. I probably should call this a good night, considering it is and has and always will be. I can sit and debate in my mind all sorts of things. So this is a challenge for anybody who wants to discuss anything, especially related to the flat Earth. almost said, don't waste your time, but please do waste your time. Ask some questions, because when you do, I have the answers. And when I do answer the questions, all you're really doing is proving more and more and more flat earthers. So long as they're able to discriminate reality. I think that's the end of this story. I wish I was this high. Tell you what, I'm thinking about getting a bit high too. Rush, read my other chats. Which one's Man Devil? Fuck me dead. You know, like, God, I'm not a time traveler. Come on, guys, hit the like button. Oh, thank you, Man Devil. That's really nice of you. You are boring. Yes, I agree. I nearly fell asleep there. Thanks. Nasa Kim, whatever your name is. Russ, I give you a free FE skip up for your birthday. Virus is the kind of star that has a heart. That other flat earther has latched onto this. You can make a serious book on this fact. Fuck yeah, that was probably an hour ago, hey? Sorry, dude. Like, yeah, I did fall asleep a bit there for a second. Ross, I gave you a free flathead scoop up above for your birthday. Polaris is the kind of star that has a heartbeat. No other flat earther has latched onto this. You can make a serious book on this fact. It's interesting, Man Devil. Um, Interesting. Because, yeah, I'm not here to make a book, of course, but still. Trying to work out what you said in the first place. How can you make book on a falsism? I give you a free scoop up above for your birthday. Well, that's neither here nor there. Yeah. I'm still alive every day. Polaris is the kind of star that has a heartbeat. This is the thing that I'm having trouble getting used to. No, the flat earthers have latched onto this. You'll make serious. Polaris is a kind of star that has a heartbeat. I think that's the nitty gritty. What you're trying to say. Well, in my opinion, I think Polaris is far more important. Far more important than what we give it credence to. Why do all the stars rotate around Polaris? Don't drink champagne. Yeah. Won't stop me, mind you, but okay. I do have to scroll up a bit. Look, people that tell me my channel is boring, hey, I didn't come here to be exciting. Fuck's sake. It's that's my lame ass channel. Here it is. At 1:13, Mandela says this plays into your theory. Polaris has its own life. I really appreciate that people like Mark and Mandela get along so well. That's nice. That one's all caps. It's hard to read. Flat Earth Jesus heal us from the Jewish lies. Ah, despite your capital letters, my friend, that is what I'm here for. That's what I'm doing. It's it's hard to describe, but hey, let me just say that when Michaelis says heals from the Jewish lies, I don't even know what Jewish lies. Um, does that mean there's lies? There's Hispanic lies, there's Asian lies, there's Australasian lies, there's Texan lies, there's Nevada lies, but if it's a Semitic lie, somehow that's mm, yeah, it does intrigue me somewhat. I just made a Mexican lie. Ha 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 ha! That's funny. Good one. Oh, I just talked about the fact that there was not a single Jew ever gassed in any chamber in all of Germany, and oh, that's not such a funny lie after all, or funny joke. So you know what I mean? It's a hard place to know where to draw the line about subjective truth and real truth. Let's suppose for one moment, whoa. Let's suppose for one moment that there was a American president. This dictator got into power, and he decided that he didn't like Germans so much. He just rounded up all the men and youths and elderly, whatever German people that you find that were still left alive after being decimated by cluster bombs in World War II. Let's just say he rounded them up into outdoor camps and starved them to death. But he's American, so that's okay. Americans can do that because they're American. Don't look at me in the eye if you think that's okay. Do not look me in the eye if you think that's okay. If you think that what Americans did to the German people after the war was allegedly over, if you think that doing what they did to them during the war, while innocent people were escaping the cities that were carpet bombed by the Allies, and so they just carpet bombed the escapees as well, men, women, and children. If you still think the American allegiance is okay and you pledge allegiance to them, I'll tell you what, that is why you are not looking into my eyes at all. And you never will, because I will not. I will not look into the eyes of conspirators and murderers and the most hateful killers on the face of this world and tell us we won the war because we were better than the worst evil your propagandists can create. Uh, you know why America is hated the world over? It's not because of the American citizens. Oh, thanks, Mr. P. Just try to copy it now because I had a moment's silence for all the men and women who have died in bankers' wars. You think you're dying for a flag, for a nation, for any other deluded belief? From my perspective, I feel really, really sorry for you that you're so deluded. But if you do die for lost cause. Good. Sorry, mate. I'm trying to open up this fucking link. I get distracted sometimes. It is getting a little bit late, but I expected that. I stayed up till the solstice at least. Maybe it's time I stop this one. Yeah, I think it is time I stop this one, but I still haven't read all the chats, and I feel bad. Oh, good on you, man, devil. I do appreciate that. It's 2:38. You said that at 1:54. Thank you, mate. Thank you, bro. Jeez, I am actually on top of these chats because I've got fuck all of them. And yeah, I probably shouldn't have had that third Sam Booker. Phil Pop, Philton Pop. Right. Thanks, dude. Thank you, Mr. P. I will do my best to have a good one. And yes, I will try and log in as I said I would. Because, damn it. Champagne, Zambuca. Now it really annoys me is that I was going to do tequila shots, but I didn't have enough money. But at least I bought this 2, 3 weeks in advance, and it slapped me a couple of times. So, in lieu of tequila, the fucking Zambuca. That one, the plastic, not the Sambuca I used to. I used to love her. Oh, come on. Fuck on. Just rip the fucking bottle off there. I used to love her, but I had tequila. I feel good now. Alright. All of a sudden, all the better. Sudden, I feel gooder. Um, Whoever this was, MK4 Lewis, all hail Eric Dubay. How about no? I'm not anti Eric Dubay as such. I think he's promoted quite a lot of good stuff, but he also promoted quite a lot of shite. So just because he promoted a whole lot of shite doesn't mean I'm anti him, because he's also got some good stuff. So where I draw the line is, I just don't promote his shite and give him any opportunity to debunk his shite, such as the moon creates a cooling light. I will just debunk it, because it's good we got people like Eric Dubay. It's good we got all sorts of intellectual people deciphering reality. But what, at the end of the day, is reality? That is the question. And you can't debate that with a globe earther, because they're too fixated on the whole concept of we live on a molten spinning ball, fucking iron racing through the galaxy, blah blah. This is, yeah. How can you discuss reality with a person who is so lost? You cannot. So therefore, why would you bother? If you understand reality, then you understand reality as what you see interpreted correctly is what you get. The interpretation is the thing that, for some reason or another, globe cards can't just interpret it correctly. You see the horizon from no matter where you're standing, rising upwards. So if a globe card wants to come along and say, well, simple geometry, hello, there's nothing even simple about a line, let alone angles and baggage. Simple geometries, yeah, on pen and paper, but you can draw a 3 centimeter line, you can draw whatever, and you can measure that shit. But in reality, at sea level won't just fucking sit down and shut up and say, okay, let's do some simple geometry. No, it's always seeking and finding its level. As far as I'm concerned, that's the end of the debate. End of the debate. any glober wants to come on and challenge me, well, hang on. Wasn't I going to open that one about you, Mr. P? All right. I seriously do not think there's a single glober in the world who is up for the challenge. And you know what I mean, don't you? The flat, stationary planet has to win. Um, did I open that up, Mr. P, or am I just living in my drunken world? Is a little bit 2:48 a.m. I tried again. No, I get back. Reload. Save as. Cast. Cast English. Admirable. Maybe I took too long. Anyway, it is definitely approximately 2:49 p.m. I mean a.m. Yeah. Um, I hope I clicked on the link. Gonna go have a pee and a Mary Solstice. The Son of God is returning. Whoa. Take care.